Welcome to Genesis Project and our home for at-risk women and their children. I'm Bruce Vanesteg and I'm the president of the board. And tonight we'd like to show you our home and we'd like to introduce you to what we're doing here. So why don't you come on in and take a look. So the house is a 3-story home. It's a historic home, and it's set up where we can house 6 ladies. So we have 6 studio apartments. Some have a separate bedroom, but they all have their own kitchen, their own bathroom, their own sleeping area, and their own living area. And now we'd like to tell you the story of the women of Genesis.
My name is Rachel. I have 2 children, Xander and Zia. Xander is 4, he's going to be 5 this year, and Zia is 3.
My name is Veronica Rodriguez, and I live here at the Genesis with my son Julian, who is 1.5 years. I have 3 other daughters that do not live with me right now. Their names are Anissa, Ayana, and Elena.
I'm Christina.
And how many kids do you have?
I have 1 son named Zachariah.
My name is Yolanda Estrada. My first child is Benito Montalongo. Then we have Elizabeth. She is my second child. And then we have Isay. And Isay is my 4-year-old.
Hi, my name is Emily Linder. I am a first-time mother of a 8-month-old baby boy named Benjamin. One of the things I love about being a mother is the love that you get in return. He really brightens up my day no matter how tough of a day I may be having. And I love, being goofy with him and teaching him how to develop and learn new things.
Probably the biggest things are the hugs. It doesn't matter what's going on, like how I'm feeling. It could be overwhelming, I could be frustrated, angry, and the minute he hugs me, it all goes away.
I love that they're teaching me how to parent, and I love being a person that they can come to, and especially a role model now, but now that I'm older and wiser.
There's a lot of amazing things about Xander and Zia. I would say probably with Xander, his curiosity. He asks a lot of questions, and that just really lets me know that he is intrigued by this world and he wants to know more. With Zia, I would say her very contagious smile. She's just a joy.
What I love most about being a mom is that I'm given the opportunity every day to start fresh. And so if I make a mistake, it's okay. Because first off, they're gonna love me no matter what. To make mistakes and be forgiven, like almost instantaneously, is like something I've never imagined that I could feel so deep.
What led to my life that led to hard times? Well, I was involved with an ex-boyfriend, and he grew up with drugs and alcohol in his background, and I eventually got curious of why he loved that so much, that I believed that if I did drugs with him, that he would love me more. And that just started the roller coaster. Being in trouble with the law, to getting my children taken away from me. It's been a bit of a struggle for the last 3, maybe 4 years. That with no support, my family was very disappointed in me, using drugs and choosing a man over my kids. It led me to the life that I had before Genesis, before treatment.
We were staying with family, sleeping on the floor in the living room. I had gotten out of a relationship and was trying to do stuff on my own, but didn't really have any idea what I was doing, so we were living paycheck to paycheck and really struggling to get anywhere.
My life was, I would definitely say it was not a healthy environment for myself, especially not for a baby, which was a huge red flag for me, and it was time for me to find a place where I would feel safe for myself and my baby, and in an environment that could put me at ease. What happened to me was I had had 3 shoulder surgeries, and I had been prescribed pain medication, so I'd been on that for a total of almost 3.5 years before I became heavily addicted, and then eventually it led to other, types of substances and wrong choices.
So there was a point in my life where I did experience a really drastic change, and that's when I lost my children. I had been in active addiction for about 8 years, and I just got completely engulfed. And I just felt like there was no way out. And so something inside me knew I had to change, and I didn't care. I didn't listen to God. I was mad at him. And I went and left my kids in the apartment while they were asleep, and I went to go pick up my drug dealer so I can re-up. And during that time frame, I got pulled over, and I got pulled over outside of my apartment, and I wouldn't have said that my kids were inside the apartment asleep until I guess Vinny saw the lights, the police lights, because there was like 6 Suburbans there, and the light turned on, and so I had to tell the cops that they were in there, So my children were removed from me, and when I went to jail for those 5 days, something in me said, you're done. Is this how you want to live? Like, do you want to be in jail? And so it was like my 3rd day in there, and I had been crying, and I couldn't stop myself. I felt so guilty, and there was so much shame, and like, how dare you be like your mom? You lose your kids like your mom because you're a drug dealer like your mom. And that's where it hit me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, I don't want to be like her. I don't want my daughter to feel what I felt going house to house to house and alone, and no one there to hug you at night. Like, I couldn't imagine that for her.
My life before I came into Genesis, I was actually in a treatment program called the Wings program. I really enjoyed that program, but before that, I was actually homeless with my children, and that brought me to probably the darkest time in my life. And so when I went into the Wings program, I was looking for a place to transition to, and I'm just really grateful that I heard about the Genesis Project.
What attracted me in growing with God was the soul care and also the parenting class. There's things that I was doing before when I had my daughters to now when I have just my Julian with me. I see a difference in my parenting. Instead of referring back to my old self, I can just use the tools and the strategies and everything that I've reading in these books in this parenting class and applying them into my parenting with Julian.
Since I've been involved with Genesis, I would say that my relationship with God has changed a lot. Before I came into the Genesis, I thought that God was mad at me for all the things that I've done, that somehow I was not going to be forgiven. But now I know that I am forgiven and I am loved. And for me, just knowing that I have a God that's going to love me no matter what is a big deal.
My relationship with God has definitely increased spiritually and personally. And it's definitely sparked interest in learning different areas with God.
The way that my relationship with God has changed since I've been here is I've developed more of a thirst for understanding and retaining Scripture so that I can better apply it to life and so that I can speak Scripture to others. Like when they ask for advice or they're going through something, I want to be able to guide them that way.
My life is so different now, and it's thanks to people believing in me, but most of all, it's thanks to God giving me another chance. Because if He didn't, I don't think I would have been able to stay on the straight and narrow and get them back. So it's because of Him, you know? And it was because me understanding that He did forgive me. I think that's the most important part, because people can drown in sorrow and shame, but it's taking that leap of faith and saying, you know what, He has forgiven me. And so it's due to that I can live free today, you know?
For the first time in a while, I have not seen my daughters, and it's been 4.5, almost 5 years. And on October 23rd, I finally have a chance to redeem myself at being a mother. I get to have visits with my daughters, starting with one for right now. But it's been a bit of a struggle, and I'm really excited to have an opportunity to prove myself that I can do it better this time.
I am just so thankful that I found this place. I really am. Yeah. It definitely brings a sense of peace and happiness every day. So.
What it's like to get my life back on track is sometimes it's overwhelming, but overall it feels awesome. At the end of the day, knowing that I came from a childhood and even an early adulthood where I didn't think I was going to really make it anywhere or be able to be a good mom. And at one point I was thinking about giving Zechariah up for adoption before I had him if I couldn't get my life together. So just the continual progress of getting my life together is awesome. It just feels amazing.
It's so comfortable to know that God is listening and He's there every moment of every day. I've never felt a friendship. I never felt a bond. I never felt a love like this before. And it's crazy because I get to share it every day with my children. You can feel that. And you're welcome to it at any moment in time. Don't wait for tomorrow. What's important is to take a hold of it like now, this moment.